registration system. It is developed in ASP and SQL Server. It is classic ASP project. For this, you need to have installed SQL Server and ISS. ISS is part of the Windows. So if it is not there, you need to configure Windows setup, and it will be available in the system. So I have already installed ISS. So this is I am starting with ISS iNet Manager. And you have to configure the project. So once you buy this project, you build source code, online installation guide, then project report, and synopsis, and the DB script file. So you have to configure the source code. This is the all ASP file is there. So I have to just copy this, and I have to create a website, add website, give the name OS SQL, then the path of that source code folder you have to copy that, and you can give the port number. Click on OK. Now here you have to change two things. One, application code you have to change. Then you have, this is already there. If it is not available, and you need to check the version of that framework. So you have to set the 2.0 framework, and another setting is you have to enable 32 application, and version you have to set 2.0. Okay. So it is done. Then you have to just start the project. This is the basic. Now you have to configure your SQL Server. For that, there is database script is there. So go to the folder. This is the database script file. So now you have to start your SQL Server. I'm using SQL Server 2014 Express Edition, so you can use any version of SQL whichever you have. First you have to connect the database. Then you need to create one new database. We'll give the name OSRDB. Click on OK. And database will created. So you have to just click and then new query. This is blank database. There is no table is available. So I'll use that script file. I can drag and drop like this way. Okay. So we have to just execute this script file. It will create all the tables, and just refresh it. New table will come. Okay. So table is created. Now I need to create one user, SQL user. So I'll go security and login. I'll just new login. Give the name of database. So I'll give SQL authentication. Name I'll give OSR user. Password I'll give OSR123. OSR123. Default database OSRDB. Then I'll give server role as sysadmin. User mapping I'll give OSRDB. And the user. Now you have to click on OK. So new user is created. Okay. Another settings you need to check whether your SQL is supported. SQL connection also. Like just go to security tab. There is a option is there. You have to check this one, SQL Server and Windows authentication. Okay. Otherwise it will not connect the new user. Okay. Now it is done. Now in your ASP file there is a folder in source code db.asp. If you just open this in Notepad. Now here is that user ID and password. I have already created this user, and password I keep as same. If you change the password, you have to change here data source. This is data source name. You can find it here. Like right click here, properties, and you can just copy this and paste here that Notepad file. And database name OSRDB. Okay, this is the provider. So I am using SQL Client 11. So I will give this one. Now save this file. If you have any changes. Now once it is done, your site already hosted. So everything is done. So student can do registration. So you will type his name, then address, then email ID, and course name. So you can say course name, then region code, English, one, programming. So you can select that date and then submit. So new that registration is done, so we can log in. First time this password and user ID is the same, so you can change this password. Like this is the user ID, old password is the same, so I'll give the new password 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Submit. Password change. Now here is another option is for registration. And student login also there. So I have changed the password. So I'll type the new password. He's not done any test, so we can do the test also. So there is a quiz is there, so you have to perform. What is the full form of the RAM? So you have to just give that all the option. So 10 question will come randomly. Every time a new question will come from the database. The last question, what is the marks he is given, it is fine. And this is stored in his page. My page will go, what is the time he is given and what is the marks it will store. And that can be stored in the database also. Okay, this is the project. So once you buy this project, you will get all these files, including the source code folder, database script, and installation guide, and you can configure them in your project.